On February 12, 2025, a 52-year-old Swedish woman made history for all the wrong reasons. She became the first Swedish national convicted of genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. Her case centers on her involvement with the so-called Islamic State and her treatment of Yazidi women and children. The Yazidis, an ethno-religious minority from northern Iraq, were subjected to mass killings, forced conversions, and widespread enslavement by ISIS in 2014 and 2015. During that same period, Syria was a war-torn landscape, with foreign fighters pouring into the region to join extremist groups. In this video, we'll uncover how the investigation unfolded and why this case matters. To understand this case, we need to go back to 2015, a year of chaos in the Middle East. Syria was torn apart by a brutal civil war. In the middle of this conflict, minority groups like the Yazidis were targeted in horrific campaigns of violence and terror. ISIS became known not just for war, but for terror. But one of their most horrifying campaigns was against the Yazidis. ISIS considered the Yazidis heretics. In 2014, they launched a brutal attack on the Yazidi homeland of Sinjar in northern Iraq. Thousands of men were executed. Women and children were kidnapped. A campaign later recognized by the UN as genocide. As the war escalated, many foreigners joined ISIS. Some were drawn by ideology, others by promises of power. This included people from Europe, hundreds of men and women who left behind their lives to join ISIS. Some became fighters on the front lines. Others, especially women, supported the brutal system of slavery. One of them was a Swedish woman, the subject of this case. The Swedish woman reportedly held Yazidi women captive and was involved in their abuse. While the fighting happened in Syria and Iraq, the effects and the crimes reached far beyond. This case is not just about one person, it's about a global network of violence. The crimes in this case were not just horrific, they were among the most serious offenses recognized under international law. The charges brought against the Swedish woman, genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes, represent the most severe violations of international law. According to court documents, the woman kept multiple Yazidi women and girls as slaves while living in ISIS-controlled territory. Bringing the Swedish woman to justice was not easy. Her crimes were committed far from Sweden, in a conflict zone where law and order had collapsed. She was taken into custody in the Middle East after ISIS lost control of its territories. Like many foreign ISIS members, she had tried to flee and disappear. Some were captured by local authorities, others by international forces. After months of legal proceedings, she was extradited to Sweden to stand trial. The first time a Swedish woman had been charged with all three supreme crimes under international law. On February 12, 2025, the court delivered its verdict. Guilty on all counts. The Swedish woman was sentenced to 12 years in prison. In Sweden, the public reaction was mixed. Many saw the conviction as a victory for justice, a necessary step in confronting the dark reality of ISIS's crimes. Beyond Sweden, the international community reacted swiftly. For the Yazidi community, this ruling was deeply significant. Survivors expressed relief that at least one of their oppressors was facing justice.
يعني راسينا عدلة نا عدلتي تنية يعني تشما ما أم جنا إنسان ما يزيد جنا إنسان أو جنا رحن يعني أو جيانا خو جيانا هالكسيد عايشين.
Her crimes unfolded in 2015 at the peak of ISIS's Yazidi women and children, systematically hunted, enslaved, and subjected to unimaginable cruelty simply for their identity. This case reminds us that accountability matters, no matter how long it takes. It shows the growing reach of international justice. But this is just one case. Thousands of survivors are still waiting to be heard. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an upload.